Hello everyone and welcome back. Blah, 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 blah. Welcome back to another video. Clearly I have a bit of a frog in my throat. Today I'm going to be making a card using some Altenew goodies. And I'm going to be using this new stamping mat that I got last weekend whilst attending a Altenew workshop in the UK, which was so much fun. Anyway, it's really nice and soft, and it's got a great feel to it, great texture, and it's nice and white. It also has inches as well as centimeter markings on it. Now I'm going to jump ahead a little bit because I'm also going to be using a stencil that I got. And before I use any stencils nowadays, I use my amazing Pixie spray. But you need to spray it on first. First of all, shake the can really well. Then you spray it on, and then you got to leave it for a couple of minutes to kind of cure a little bit, because otherwise it just will not stick to your project. So good shake, and spray. And I tend to go a little bit more than potentially needed, just to be on the safe side. And after a few minutes, I'm going to attach it to my cardstock, which is a Bristol Vellum, it's a Strathmore Bristol Vellum cardstock. Really great stuff for ink blending. And you can tap it down, and then make sure it sticks in all the right places. But then just to be on the safe side, lift it up, give it a little shake, and make sure it's in the right place. And then I almost always use a little bit of post-it tape or masking tape, washi tape, just to hold that in place so that I can use both my hands in case the stencil still lifts. So the colors I've decided to use today is teal colors, and I've used, I don't know what the color family is used, but it's Mountain Mist, Volcano Lake, Lagoon, and Emerald. And they just give the most beautiful turquoise teal color. So first of all, we started with the lightest one, and I'm going to do this in an ombre color because kind of obsessed with ombre. I don't think that's ever going to go away. So using my usual technique of dab, rub, starting with the lightest color at the bottom and rubbing along very lightly. However, you can see it, maybe not so well on the actual video, but with the lightest color you do need to build up quite a lot in order for it to actually show. So just bear that in mind, but always use a light hand and add a little bit at a time, and then keep looking at your project and then stop or move on to the next color when you're happy with the first one. So we're still going. Dab, rub. And this lightest one is really soft and lovely, and it's probably not the best for stamping apart from like the bigger like layering stamps. However, it's brilliant for just a soft touch of teal. Gorgeous color. So moving on to Volcano Lake. I don't know what was that came out. So we're going in and adding a little bit of color there, and then working our way up and just kind of blending in the two colors to make sure you get a nice even gradient. Next color is Lagoon. So this one is quite a bit darker, so you have to have a very light hand and just make that seem, soft. These brushes from Pick a Stand Studios are just amazing. They make ink blending so easy. I'm usually not very good at using the sort of old-fashioned ink blending tools. Especially with the lighter colors, I tend to get the markings, where you can see where it starts, and I find it very difficult to get a light, even color with those. But these brushes, piece of cake. So I can highly recommend them, and I'm very sorry if you don't want to hear that, but they are definitely worth their weight in gold. So here we are with the last color, which is Emerald. And what I should have done now actually is measured where my card was going to stop, because I didn't go quite far enough up. But oh well, it's just one of those things. And dab, rub a little bit more. There we go. But still not quite far enough up. Ooh, and this is the favorite part of any stenciling. It's the reveal! I love this part. And another great thing about this stamping mat is that it's so easy to clean. I just use one of the spray bottle things and then just rub off with an old towel and ta-da, like new. Although, bear in mind, with any red colors and really, really dark colors, you might get a little bit of staining. However, it's not going to affect the performance of your mat. Right, so now we're cutting out our panel to make a card shape, and I've used a Lawn Fawn stitch rectangle die to get that nice stitching along the edge. And to add a little bit more interest to this panel, I've used another goodie that was in my goodie bag from the Altenew workshop. Never gonna get tired of saying that. And it's Mountain Mist and a metallic shimmer spray. But instead of spraying it directly onto the panel, because I don't want to get too much, I did a little trick there Jennifer Rasa showed us at the workshop. And it's just shake it really well so you get the metallic mixed in, and then unscrew the sprayer and just drizzle a little bit on top. And then once that's dry, we're working on the rest of the things that are going to go on the card. And I picked up the UR stamp and die, and I'm planning on using the little cloud shape, and I'm heat embossing this on vellum. So as you can see, I've already prepared my vellum with the anti-static tool, and I really prefer the cushion type style over the little bottle thing, because I just feel like you get a much better coverage, and it's just easier to cover bigger areas quicker. And I mean, nobody want to be there dusting it away for like 5-10 minutes, where you can just dab and then brush and you're done. It's a lot of dabbing, isn't it? Yeah, I know. Right, so we're stamping the first cloud with Versamark ink directly onto the vellum, which I've trimmed it down to a little strip, and then we're stamping the first one, and then repositioning the vellum so I can get 2 in, stamping the second one, and then we're going to get the embossing powder out. And I've used Altenew's Antique Gold, which is one of my favorite golds. I really like this one. It's not too brassy, it's not too sort of gaudy gold, it's just really lovely, and it melts fantastically. You get a really smooth, lovely surface from it, and this is one of my go-tos. I use this one all the time. Getting rid of some stray powder there, and then we're going to get the heat gun on and setting that powder. And look at that. Oh, I use a cork mat whenever I heat emboss with vellum, because I just find that it warps the vellum less than if I just kind of hold it up. So a little cheap cork mat thing will do the trick. And then we're getting my little Gemini Go machine out to cut out these clouds. And I'm using a little bit of my beloved Post-it tape again to hold the die in place. And then placing it in the stack to put through the machine. It's taken a little bit of getting used to, stacking the plates a different way. And I don't know why, but I just cannot kind of get my head around changing the plates around. I like seeing where my bits are going to go. So this is something that I'm probably going to be a little bit weird about for a while, but hey, Post-it tape to the rescue until I get my head around it. Now, to finish this off, I cut out both my clouds, and I'm going to stamp "You're awesome," because who doesn't like to be reminded that they're awesome? Everybody needs to hear that every now and again. And here I am again with my little anti-static cushion tool thing on dark gray cardstock, getting ready with my little mini Misty. So we're going to again stamp that with Versamark ink and use the same embossing powder as the clouds are done to kind of just keep it all very cohesive and maybe a bit too samey, but I do like it when things match. It's also one of my things. Here we go again, Versamark, dab. And then stamp. Yeah, for some reason I felt the need to point out that it's Versamark ink, although this is probably what most people use. Sometimes it's like overstating the obvious, but there we are. You never know. Somebody might not know this. Right, making sure, shake off the excess powder. And then out comes the heat gun again. And this is something as well that I, watching embossing powder melt is, yeah, magic. I love it. I don't think it's ever going to get old. Nah. Look at the magic happening. Oh boy, I'm going to regret that. Oh well, there we are. You are awesome. Yes, you are. Just in case you need to hear that today. And foam tape. Oh, yes. Another thing I love. This stuff is an absolute must-have in your craft room. It's just such a simple way of adding dimension and layers and interest to your card without changing anything else. Super easy peasy. Great stuff. Get some if you don't already have it. And here we're with my little clouds. So the final stages of putting a card together, I might have a picture in my head and I'm thinking, oh yeah, this would be great. And then once I have all my pieces together, I'm like, yeah, okay, we'll see what happens. Now, I should have looked at this beforehand because I actually started out putting the clouds a little bit too far down. And I should have looked at it a little bit quicker, a little bit more before I actually started putting things together. Because as it was, I ended up moving everything because I wasn't happy with the placement. And thanks to the Lawn Fawn liquid glue tube, I was able to do so without actually ripping my background. So liquid glue that doesn't adhere to everything right away is an absolute godsend when you're not sure exactly where you want your things to go. Because you can, if you're quick about it, pick it up and reposition it. No problems. Now, I could have stopped here, couldn't I? I mean, that's kind of pretty as it is. And look at that shimmer. And I've also left all the clouds unglued to the card so they kind of get that very ergonomic look. But it is me, the sequinaholic. So I got my sequins out, and these I actually found at a haberdashery. They're matte gold, and I really like these ones to the point that I overuse them, of course, but it's my thing now. So I'm gonna be forever Erica the overuser of sequins. I can live with that. But as I was saying, these sequins, I've not found matte gold anywhere else. So if you have found somewhere, buy them. Otherwise, go look at a haberdashery if this is something that you want to get for yourself. Because I have found silver matte ones, gunmetal grey ones, even fuchsia matte ones, and they, as much as I like sparkly, matte ones sometimes just add that little bit of extra funness. And I am I'm using glossy accents to adhere my sequins with, and my pointy. I almost wanted to call them scissors, but now it's my language barrier that's coming out, or maybe I'm too tired, I don't know. But my little tweezers, that's the word. So I'm using my tweezers to dip the sequins in glue and then just sticking them down where I've decided that they're gonna go. And there we have it. That's the card. Now it just needs the card base and it's all done. Whew, thank you for sticking with me. This video seemed to be going on and on and on, but thank you so much for stopping by today. And if you haven't already, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel. Now I will link all these products that I've used, except for my haberdashery sequins, in the description below. And there are some affiliate links, and if you do use mine, at no extra cost to you, of course, I would be ever so grateful. Thank you for now, and see you next time.